Hey guys, Clint here with American Patriot Defense. This is going to be our first of many series on our mailer called Training Tips of the Month. So we're going to start the series out with dry fire. All right, so dry fire is probably one of the most important things that we can do outside of getting on the range, and because one, it's free, and two, what we do in dry fire when we go to the range, we're just confirming that what we're doing in dry fire is working. So if you've noticed throughout my man cave here, I've got USPSA style targets. I've got a Martin Samurai target right here, and just different style targets set up to accommodate some dry fire for me. And not necessarily means that that's what you have to do. As long as you have a target or something you can focus on, obviously ensuring that your firearm is empty, but something you can focus on, draw to, and get good trigger presses to. That's going to be important. But for me, competitive style shooting, being able to move and do sight acquisition and transition to different targets is really beneficial to me. So when we're doing this dry fire, we need to, obviously having a shot timer helps. Wear your kit. So right now I've got my competition kit on. Wear your kit as you would, or your concealed carry kit, wear it as you would, and get good reps in. So something like this. All right. You can set your timer to par times. Right now I'm looking at a target downrange. It's a 1/3 scale, 1/4 scale, I think. You can do reloads. So, like when I was saying I have multiple targets set up, I can engage those targets in multiple arrays. Obviously, trying to get a good trigger press off of that first one, but I'm going to engage multiple targets. So I'm still going through that trigger press every single time. So some disadvantages that you get with that is your slide's not cycling. You're obviously not getting recoil. You're not going to get that with dry fire. And depending on what you have, you're only going to get one actual trigger pull because the trigger is not resetting, because you're not getting that recoil. Now there's some tools out there you can use. So for this, for Glocks, there's this. This is called a dry fire mag. So this is a force reset ability that will reset the trigger. That gives it a fairly similar normal trigger pull. Fairly similar. It's not going to be identical, but it's fairly similar. So that looks something like this. So that's going to give you a more repeatable, but not every manufacturer is going to have that. So this one's made for a Glock style gun. They make it for other brands as well. So what I'm really getting at though is you got to put the work in on the dry side. And I'm not going to tell you how to do it, but typically if you go 5 to 10 minutes a couple times a week, working on your draw stroke, maybe working on some reloads, working on those mechanics, especially if you're a red dot shooter, the dot is going to tell you everything that you're doing or not doing correctly. So use that data when you're doing your dry fire. When you draw out, and if your dot doesn't react like you're predicting it to react, meaning it's still not on target, it's not, or it shifts hard to one direction, that's going to be one of three things: a grip issue, a sight issue, or a trigger issue. And that's typically the only things that it's going to be. Okay, so we've got to ensure that we are having good grip, good sights, and good trigger. Now, there's one other tool that I want to show you guys that has really stepped up my dry fire game, and it's taken a little bit of the monotony of doing dry fire, and I think you guys are really going to like it. So we're going to be there just in a second. This is the Ace VR system. So what we get here is this. It's on the MetaQuest, and you get a grip module that I chose a Staccato HD, which is just like the one that I used earlier. And I've got a TLR1 on it, just like the one I would run earlier. I was running earlier, so it's weighted the same as a loaded firearm, but they have multiple different ones. I'm using a holster, and I'm using my competition rig. So let's get into this. And in the MetaQuest, you're in an application called Ace XR, which is the VR application. So I've got my boundary set. You can see here, it's to make sure I don't trip and fall over anything if I start moving, because you can move around inside this application. So it is almost like running a competitive stage inside the VR, because they have multiple movements inside here. But welcome to my hut. All right, so you can see over here, this is all the guns that I've currently purchased, but they have multiple different guns over there that you can purchase based on your flavor. You know, I've shot over 15,000 rounds here, and they have an estimate of how much money you've saved using their system. Of course, this isn't going to replace actual range time. And then let's just get into it. We're going to shoot the daily drill right now. All right, so this is the daily drill. You know, here's a picture of the gun. You can actually reload, so you hit the magazine release, tap the bottom of the magazine, that reloads it. But I'll put it inside my holster here, and then I'll read the stage instructions. So reading the stage instructions here, and basically you got to hit the still, got to put 2 rounds on each of the paper here. So all right, let's get into it.
Stand by.
That wasn't so good. Anyways, I'm just getting
Stand by
here, and you'll see the blue gate here. That will once it realizes that you're kind of stationary, or you kind of learn the area, it will go away. And you'll see the scoreboard pop up. The score, that's just your hit factor. It's going to show your score and your hit factor. Here's
Stand
a different
by.
stage. This is going to be 6 shots to the head. Again, score didn't score anything. Had a lot of penalties on that one. Only headshots count. Scored on that one, still not that great.
Stand by.
Penalties again got me on it. So let's try it again.
Stand by.
Having a good day.
Stand by.
Nobody likes a perfectionist. I'm going to take it and run. All right, going to the next stage here, I'll show you. All right, so we got 2, 2, 4, and 2, 2 on this one. I've done this one a couple times. This is a pretty fun drill. All right, so we'll get into this one real quick. So 2, 2, 4, 2, 2.
Stand by.
And just to show you that one, that's how that goes. So I think you guys get the point on it. It's a really, really cool system. We'll go ahead and exit out of here. Really user friendly. Again, with the system, it's a reset trigger. The trigger resets, so you're getting a similar trigger pull as you would, and you're not having to charge every single time. So I'm really, really digging this system. I'll put the all the information that I can on them, and hope you guys really enjoyed this. But yeah, this is the Ace XR VR. Hey, all right, welcome back to reality. So, all right, so that's the Ace VR. I really like that system. Like I said, I've shot quite a bit with it, and I'm kind of sold on it, so much so I'm an affiliate with it. I will link I will link them below with my affiliate link. That I think that saves you 10% off your first month subscription. It is a subscription base. For the price, you can't beat what you're getting. You're getting the MetaQuest and your choice of grip module that you want. They make their own holsters. There's tons of companies out there that make holsters for it already, and there's also companies out there, third-party companies, that are making their own grip modules for your style firearm, like anything, CZ Shadows, Walthers, Glocks. They're making them out there. There's several Facebook groups that I'm already following that make them, and that's holsters included as well. So it's really cool, really inexpensive, and the MetaQuest isn't just limited to that system. You can mine came with a Batman game, so there's other things in there. So if you got kids, that's other things in there that the MetaQuest can be used for as well. So it's really cool. And like I said, I use VR at work. We use it for training new recruits and senior guys. We do it every year for either some type of active shooter stuff or report writing, taking traffic stop training. The way our brains process information, we get immersed into it because of how we process information. It's all kinds of science and stuff that goes into it, but it's really cool. So it's a really cool training tool. So you can actually get some really good training reps into it. But it does cost money, and I understand there's nothing wrong with doing dry fire like we did before with just paper targets or cardboard targets hung up in a safe location and drawing from your holster and getting those free reps like that. We've got to still do that. So dry fire is absolutely one of the most important things we can do, however you decide to do it. And I still do both. I'll come up here and I'll do dry fire on my targets here, or I'll use that VR system now. I tend to use the VR system a little bit more now because the visual aspect of it, and I can set up the stages that I'm actually, or similar stages that I'm actually going to shoot. So I really like it that way. So I hope this helps. I hope you guys like the stuff that we're going to do. We're going to start doing basically two newsletters a month is all you're going to get. You're going to get one at the beginning of the month. That's going to basically be, here's all our upcoming classes that we're going to have for the month, or maybe the next 2 months. And then the next one's going to be basically a training tip of the month. So that's it. That's all we're going to bug you. And well, we'll see you on the next one. See ya. Okay, I lied. I've got one more thing. Sorry. If you haven't checked out our merch, we've got merch now. So check out the merch store. It's going to be in the newsletter. It says merch. Click on it. Buy some t-shirts. Don't buy some t-shirts. We've got hats too. This is one of the hats. Jungle Multicam. Got black Multicam as well. All those t-shirts, my design. Came up with it. Came with the idea. Came up with the design. Had somebody that's a lot better at art actually do the artwork. Okay. Those are on Shopify. They will drop ship straight to your house. I don't keep inventory, so the shirts will drop ship straight to your house. So yeah. So now that's all I've got for you guys. I appreciate it. Thanks.